Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the Jake Break. Another week back at it here again with Trent. Another Sunday matinee special. I'm kind of liking this setup here. You know, the lights are still out, a little natural light action, and get to catch all the football action. And for this Sunday here with the earlier special. So, yeah, busy wild weekend that we had this past weekend, and one coming up here soon. But how we doing today, Trent?
We're sore. I'll get into that a little bit, but my body feels like I've been hit by 4 buses. So we're getting through it. But yeah, I'm digging this 4 o'clock recording time rather than the 9-10 p.m. That gets to be rough.
It's a grind.
Yeah.
But we'll do whatever it takes for the folks, for the fans of the program here.
That's right.
I think we bring a new energy and new excitement at the 4 o'clock time frame. So.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, well, let's just jump right into it. You know, we always talk every weekend. We always got to recap some football action or sports action here going on in the world. You know, NFL, we're right in the heat of it, right in the mix of it. I was watching the Bucks game before we decided to record here this afternoon, and Baker was going crazy again. And I don't know, we'll be anxious to see how that one all shook out. But there's some good games on the slate here this afternoon and evening. Anything you got your eye on in particular?
So I just pulled open. The Bucks just scored a touchdown with 30 seconds left, and then they tried an onside kick, but they didn't succeed. So the Patriots are going to win 28-23.
Dang! All right. Okay.
You know, I don't know what it is, but the Bucks and Baker Mayfield this year, they love to come from behind, like in all their wins. I feel like all their wins are last drive mission. But I love the way Baker plays. He's incredible.
He's a lot of fun to watch. I mean, he's a gunslinger, true and true. He's got the personality for it, and that is one team to keep your eye on, in my opinion. When they get all the receivers back and healthy, they are going to be a dangerous team, no doubt about it. I mean, they're winning games now.
But talk about the Patriots. How are they 7-2?
So, I was wondering the same thing, but Mike Vrabel, I think, has got them into the old school, gritty football team that they used to be back in the day. They are playing some good defense. I saw today, they give up a touchdown in the red zone on defense 75% of the time, highest in the NFL. But teams have only gotten to the red zone against these guys 20 times the entire season so far.
Yeah, because I guess they're 8-2 now with this win.
Yeah, and Drake May's playing well. They got some weapons. I think that was the big thing. People were wondering if Belichick still had the juice, all that good stuff towards the end of his career there in New England. But you looked across the roster, and they were playing with, basically JV. No disrespect to them or anything, but they weren't playing with the same caliber of players across the field as some of these other teams were. They just weren't. So I think they went and got some talent, brought some new excitement to the program with Vrabel there. But Drake May's playing great, too. Yeah. No doubt about it.
I was watching the Ravens-Vikings game.
Okay.
And it looks like Baltimore's 2 minutes left. Baltimore's going to win this game. But, man, J.J. McCarthy, I wasn't a fan of him in college. Wasn't sure how he was going to fare. How he got injured, rookie season, came back. And I didn't watch too much, early season, but then I watched 10 minutes of one game, and he fired 11 completions in a row, and he looked legit. But then I guess before and after that he was awful, and his passer rating has been one of the worst in the NFL. This week, when I was watching, he threw back-to-back interceptions, both on long balls. I know the one JJ tripped, but the other one wasn't he just threw up a prayer, and it was in double coverage, and that guy was just waiting underneath the ball. But he finished 19 for 38. His passer rating was 56 or something.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's
so. And I feel bad for Justin Jefferson. Arguably one of the most talented wide receivers in the league, and to be given JJ, especially when you had Kirk Cousins, you have a veteran quarterback, and I understand they see something in J.J. McCarthy as a draft pick. and they think that's going to be their new franchise quarterback. But the thing is, I think every NFL fan knows you can have a college star, right? A Heisman winner, or someone who is just incredible. You put them in the NFL, they can crap the bed.
Yeah.
Right? You can have a quarterback that's a fourth, fifth round pick that it's going to be a starter. And, it just... NFL is a whole different ballgame compared to college. So it's so risky, getting rid of a veteran quarterback to make room for a rookie, which is tough. But like you said earlier about Sam Darnold,
yeah, and Sam Darnold was having a great year last year. I mean, JJ. See, that's the thing I just don't understand. I get it. You draft him high, you're going to invest in him, but he hasn't proven anything yet. Sam Darnold played lights out for them last year. I know some people can make the argument, late in the season maybe fell off a little bit, but the majority of the season he played amazing. And then you invest all this time, this effort, I get it. If you're going to draft somebody high, you want to give them a fair shot, and he just hasn't lived up to the hype or the standards, I feel like, this year with J.J. McCarthy. But Sam Darnold, he's moved elsewhere now and is playing lights out again. So, I don't know. I think it's just right fit, right system, and right timing for some of these guys. When you look across the league at some of these quarterbacks, another good example is Mac Jones with the 49ers.
Yeah.
You could arguably say, well, any quarterback could be playing in that system and play lights out, but he's sort of had a resurgence here since he left the Patriots during that tough time period there and has played well. So it's crazy. I don't know.
And coming into the season, I think folks thought, a lot of people thought that both the Ravens and the Vikings were going to be, two top teams in the NFL. I wouldn't say the top two, but they were going to, have a chance. Now, there's still close to 2 minutes left, and Vikings are down by 8 and have the ball. But the Ravens are 3-5, and the Vikings are 4-4.
Yeah.
Both of these teams have had troubles early in the season. Now, both teams have a lot of injuries, but still at the same time, every team has injuries, and you have to find a way to work around it to get the wins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I didn't watch too much. Like I said, I'll get into what I was doing this weekend, but I didn't hardly watch any college football. And today, the only game I watched was the Ravens and Vikings.
Right.
But
over the weekend, I was able to catch some of the college football. Not a ton as well, but I was able to catch some of it. Obviously the big ticket games, of course, were Alabama, LSU, and then Penn State, Indiana. At least in our book, Penn State, Indiana was a big one. And I'll get into a little bit of what I did this weekend too. But so I was listening. I wasn't watching the game, the Penn State, Indiana game, but I was listening to it in the car as I was traveling on the radio. And right as soon as I pulled into the event I was going to this weekend, I was going to a friend's wedding this weekend. Right as soon as I pulled in, Penn State was starting to mount the comeback. Fourth quarter, Indiana throws the pick. And I thought, oh my gosh, there's a shot. And then, of course, we all saw and know how it ended now. But with the amazing catch there at the end of the game, people are saying it's arguably maybe the catch of the year. And I wouldn't doubt it. It was unbelievable.
And, as a giant Penn State fan, I'm not upset by losing on that catch.
Mm-hmm.
He had the mental space. His right foot was coming down first, and he looked down, and split second looked down, knew his right foot would have been out of bounds. Within a split second, he lifted his right foot and shot his left foot down to toe tap inside the end zone.
Yeah.
His right toe was within an inch or two of touching the ground, and he knew to pick up that leg and shoot the other one down. Just incredible catch, incredible throw. Mendoza got hammered.
Yeah.
Two Penn State guys were in his grill, and he threw that ball up. I think it was third down. Mm-hmm. So they had 2 chances left at it because they had to score a touchdown there. But it looked. I was happy to see Grunkmeyer actually be able to throw the ball and have more confidence in that, especially against the number 2 team in the country. Disappointing Katron Allen. I was just looking here. Katron Allen, for those of you who don't know, is our primary back. He only had 48 yards.
Yeah, the first half they kept him pretty well bottled up. I mean, he
His
just
long-
wasn't getting anything.
His long was 7. Now, Singleton did go off for a 59-yard run and had a total of 71 yards.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when we're, Katron Allen, when he's usually right around 100 yards or over every game, to win a game like that, you have to win the run game. You have to. So I think there was, it was a hard-fought game. It was probably one of the better games of the season in college football to watch. It stings to play the number 2 team when you're unranked and to look like you're going to win and to end up losing at the end. But, I mean, hats off to... I have a lot of, respect for Indiana, and I hope that if there's a team that wins it from the Big Ten, I want it to be Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pulling for them now. And I was looking at a lot of things that I didn't really understand. But so Indiana they beat, of course, Oregon and Illinois earlier in the year. But the rest of their schedule is very easy. So, but like Penn State, we thought our schedule was easy, and then we ended up losing, 5-6 in a row. So, yeah.
Yeah, and somebody said, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they said that essentially Penn State has to win out the rest of the season to even have a chance at a bowl game.
Yep. It would have been incredible last week if we could have beat Ohio State. Then Indiana would have been 1. And then if we could have beat back-to-back number 1 ranked teams, dude, talk about throwing some mix into the college football playoff committee.
Yeah.
Because I understand, but I wouldn't. We're not posting this clip because people will eat me alive. We're not posting this.
Done with the rage baiting for this month. We're done with it, we said.
But, so let's just hypothetically, Penn State keep all losses, except say we beat Ohio State, and then the following week, Indiana would have been 1, and we would have beat Indiana 2. That, in and of itself, gives us a lot of stock to be in the college football playoff.
Yeah, potentially.
I understand, right? You have 3 losses to unranked teams. Right, 3 losses to unranked teams. But when you're talking about the number 1 ranked team and you're beating number 1 ranked teams back-to-back weeks, you know what I mean? Like that, there is an argument. I'm not saying, I wouldn't be mad if it came down to the selection and Penn State was left out. Mm-hmm. Because, you beat 2, number 1 teams back-to-back weeks, but then you lost 3 games to unranked teams. So I wouldn't be mad if we wouldn't be put in. This is all hypothetical, by the way.
Right.
But at the same time, there would be stock to why Penn State should be in the top 12.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you rewind the schedule here, you look. I mean, the first 3 games of the year didn't look great, but we won. Yeah. Then lose to Oregon in double overtime at home. That's understandable. Oregon's top 10 team, Big Ten rival. I think that what the kicker is whenever you lose to UCLA, Northwestern, Iowa. But the thing is, you look at those 3 teams there. UCLA's had a turnaround, not of major consequence. They're not winning games, but their program looks better. I mean, their one win this year is against Penn State. Northwestern, 4-2 on the year, respectable. They're not, winning big games, but they're respectable. Iowa at Iowa, Big Ten matchup. I could see where you could make that argument if you win Ohio State, Indiana. Yeah. I could see where you could potentially make that argument, yeah.
But like I said, I wouldn't be mad if... I mean, not just saying this for Penn State, if it was any team, right? Say they had 3 losses to unranked teams, but then they back-to-back weeks beat the number 1 seed, right?
Right.
There is not many teams in college football that beat a number 1 seed. It doesn't happen too often. And I should say it doesn't happen too often that if someone does beat a number 1 seed team, that they're not in the college football playoff. Right? It doesn't happen. But, yeah, I would... let's just say if another team got in the college football playoff with 3 unranked losses and 1 against back-to-back, number 1 seeds... I'd probably be salty because a hater in you just wants to say they lost to 3 unranked teams.
Right, right. And the big one is the UCLA loss.
Yeah.
Like a team that has one win on the year against your team.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's a kicker. Like if you go in there and you steamroll, get the job done at UCLA, and then you lose Northwestern Iowa, I could potentially see it. But whenever you throw in that loss to UCLA, that was just a season crusher there at that point, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm just. This season is probably going to go down as one of the most disappointing seasons in Penn State football history.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Factoring in the hype of the preseason.
Right.
Penn State was regarded as what I think we entered the season number 2. This was supposed to be Penn State's like the year that we could make a true run for the chip. So I think it'll go down as one of the. Well, like I said, I still watch every game. I'm still committed, but it's tough. But to see our guys still out there battling after all that is cool to see. But man, it's tough. It's tough out there.
Yeah, and it is kind of wild though, because it just is amazing how quickly. So I was talking to another person about this yesterday, how volatile or how much of a revolving door it is in sports anymore, right? So you could, for example, the other day I was browsing on LinkedIn, different posts people were making and stuff, and I got a notification that said like an athletics position open, because apparently whenever, I don't know how you change this, whenever I made a LinkedIn account, it like I put in some preferences of things that I like. So it was like athletics, speaking, agriculture, like the whole 9 yards. And I saw this athletics position open up for Penn State. And it was like an assistant athletics director for something. I forget what the whole, job role was. So I clicked on Penn State. I was like, I'm just kind of curious. I didn't realize that they would look up that stuff. They had the head football position open for applications on LinkedIn. So if you would choose, hey, I might give this a run, you could apply for that job today, Trent.
I think I'm all right.
You didn't win any seasons in Madden or anything like that. I feel like that'd be a good on the resume.
Maybe back in the day, but yeah, I wouldn't want that. I don't think. Because,
I would not want that job at all. I would know nothing about how to run a football program. I don't even know if I could be an assistant to the assistant coach in a football program.
I'd just be the head coach. I'd be the hype man. I'd let the offensive and defensive coordinators just get after it.
Right.
Sorry, Cuddle Nicky and Knowles, you're out. We're starting fresh. Get out.
And I feel like that's the thing with this season. That's sort of changed the direction of the entire ship. And we've talked about this earlier, so we won't get into it too much. But Franklin was a great recruiter, he turned the program around without a doubt. But this season, he's like, with the success of last season, with the expectations that this season was coming, he was like, hey, I need this. I want these players. I want this things for the program. I want these coordinators. They did that, and then all of it gets blown up because of what happened.
And people don't understand. Well, I promise listeners we'll move on from college football and Penn State here in a minute, but you can have a coordinator that is, say, with a school for 10 years and is outstanding, and their defense is ranked top 10 in the nation all of those years. You change schools, you change a head coach, you change your players, you change the atmosphere, you change your offensive coordinator, you change your special teams coordinator, who you've been with the past 10 years. It can go down the drain, right? The way practices are ran, the practice schedule, the atmosphere. So you can be so good, consecutively at a different school, and then you show up to a new place that's technically a better, more talented players, and you could crap the bed.
Right.
So I think anytime there's a coordinator change, it takes a couple years to kind of get through the bumps in the road. But
yeah,
we'll
I
see.
agree.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So, but beyond sports world, I'm fired up because it's hockey season now. So we'll maybe get into hockey here in the next coming weeks, because my team, the Pittsburgh Penguins, is playing way above expectations and out of their minds right now, and I'm fired up and excited. So we'll get into that some other time here. But This weekend had some exciting stuff going on, and you had mentioned, you're a little sore from the weekend, Trent. What brought this on? Did you get into a good dust up over the weekend, or what happened?
No. So I was scheduled to lay my grandparents' new flooring on Saturday, but I went up. My wife was gracious enough to be on solo parent duty, so I went home and I hunted Friday morning and then went up to my grandparents on Friday, and I was just planning to maybe lay floor in the bathroom because they were installing kitchen cabinets Friday, so I was like, I can't lay floor because they're in there installing cabinets. So I just install the bathroom or just, clean the floor and get everything kind of staged. Well, the flooring guys or the cabinet guys left, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to start. So I finished the bathroom and then started the, dining room and kitchen, and then my, brothers came and my dad came, and we just kept going and going and going, and before we knew it, we were done. It was
like one of them jobs, once you get started, you just keep her going, or what?
Yeah, and LVP, so luxury vinyl plank, I think it's what LVP stands for, but it's a lot of down on your knees and weird positions and up down, and my body isn't used to that. So I knew I was sore, because then I drove home late Friday night, and I knew I was sore because I was cramping up on the way home. Like, oh man, I'm feeling it. My butt, my hamstrings, my quads, my calves, my feet. My back doesn't hurt. My knees don't hurt. It's just my muscles. And I went to roll out of bed at 6 o'clock on Saturday morning. Oh, brother. I feel worse today than I did yesterday. It hurts to stand up. You should see me try to put socks on. I can barely get socks over my toes.
Goodness gracious.
This is nothing on what I would feel during preseason in soccer. It's incredible. I've never been this sore in my life.
Jeez.
Yep. So, that's where I'm at right now. And I'm trying to hold the baby, and and he's giant. I'm like, oh, man, I am wore out. But
man. I don't know. You might have to go for one of them deep tissue massages again, like you did before, or something.
Dude, I would cry like a baby if I got a deep tissue massage right now. You can literally lay the weight of your finger on my glute, and I'm gonna wince in pain. It's terrible.
Jeez.
But yeah, hunted Friday morning, then laid floor Friday, then Saturday went up and finished. I had to put a transition strip down, then clean up all the mess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was basically my weekend. Not too much, but it took a big chunk of my time.
Nice. Yeah, sounds like a productive and fun weekend with family and all the above there. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, yeah, no, that sounds like a good idea. Weekend for me was pretty laid back, pretty cool. We were up at the camp for this weekend. It was our family weekend, so we go up there as a big family and hang out at the camp. And then I went to a wedding on Saturday for a couple of my good friends. I love the wedding scene. I'll get into that later, but it's just so much stinking fun, dude. I love it. I love it so much, and going to another one this weekend, so the train will keep on rolling. But good deal. So, without further hesitation, we'll just jump right into the two most famous segments of the show here, starting with the gas and brakes segment. Trent, you and I had a brief discussion about this before we started, so I think I know where you're heading with this one here. But what's the gas or the brake for the week?
I think since I'm just so sore and miserable, I have to pump the brakes this week. So I'm pumping the brakes on squirrels when hunting. So I did brakes on squirrels on trail cameras earlier, several episodes ago. Now squirrels when hunting. They make, when I got in the tree stand Friday morning, it was 27 degrees. Mm-hmm. Cool, crisp morning. It was so quiet. Usually squirrels don't get down out of the tree until it's light out. These squirrels must be on something different because it was still dark and they were out. Just making ruckus. So they just make so much noise. And I don't mind the ones that are down there just making a racket. The ones that are super loud, whatever, you're a squirrel, you do squirrel things. The ones that really get me are the ones that hop every like second, and it sounds like a deer walking.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. It makes me so furious because like you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I hear one coming, and you like slowly look, and then there's just a squirrel doing this hop. It's like, can you just run and make the most noise possible? Because at this point, I know I don't even look because I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm pumping the brakes on squirrels when hunting. When deer hunting, I'll preface. Because if I'm squirrel hunting, I want all of them to come out.
I love it. That's such a good point, though, because you're right. Like, I know sometimes I'll catch myself up in the mountain. I'll hear them, like, it almost sounds like a deer stomping. And a deer, when it's walking through the woods, has a very distinct noise for folks that don't hunt or aren't deer hunters. Like, you can hear the stomp, and you're thinking, okay, here comes something. And when they trick you like that, it just tears me up.
Especially if you haven't seen anything all morning, and you're like, oh, finally, it's time. And like, it's one of those things that, like, deer walking, it's not too loud, but it's not too quiet, but there's like this cadence that like it's very, there's like a rhythm to it, kind of like it's, typically it's a deer coming compared to a squirrel, but when a squirrel can imitate it so well, it's very frustrating.
Mm-hmm. Definitely without a doubt. Good pick. That's a good one there. I feel like we've been on a trend here lately of going gas on everything, so it's never wrong to spice it up over the little break every once in a while. So I mentioned it earlier. I went to a wedding this weekend, so I'm going to go gas on the wedding scene. I just absolutely love weddings so much. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the celebration of two people starting a journey together, love in the air. I don't know what it is, but I just love them so much. Like, I go to them. I'm a social guy. I like talking to people. It's what I do with my job. And, outside of that, I just like, learning more about people, talking to people. So I go to this wedding, and of course I'm out on the dance floor tearing it up as usual. At least in my eyes I am. But secondly, I just got to see a bunch of people I haven't seen in forever, around a ton of friends. There's usually good food there, good conversation. So I'm going all gas on the wedding scene, Trent.
Well, I can respect that, but we need to find you a forever wedding date, so that way we can have a wedding of your own.
That is very true. Very, very true. That's a great point. Because I can imagine, like, going to everyone else's weddings are a great time, but I feel like your own has got to be a great time, too.
Oh, yeah. And so if you're out there listening and you know of anyone who's looking for a 25-year-old stud, right? 25?
Recently 26.
That's right. In September, you were 26.
Mm-hmm.
26-year-old stud, send a DM, and he'll be sure to reach back out. So.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Don't hesitate. If it's you, someone you know, someone you don't really know, but someone you know of, shoot us a DM. We're gonna turn the Jake break into a dating show. Someday you're not gonna know it, Jake. You're gonna think it's a normal episode. I'm gonna have 15 girls lined up.
Okay, yeah. I bet.
And we're gonna every week you're gonna trim down one or two. We're gonna do our own form of The Bachelor. That would be insane.
That I don't think that would ever happen, but if it would, I would laugh pretty hard, and I would take it seriously though, because like we talked many weeks ago, if you look at our episode titled like "Is Jake the Next Bachelor?" somebody did apply for me to be on The Bachelor.
Yep.
I didn't hear anything back, but I did get in the application pool there. So
that would be so wild.
Oh shoot! Well, yeah, I appreciate the PSA there, but not needed. We'll be all right. But I am going all in on that. That is a lot of fun. They're just always a good time. Like, I don't think I've ever gone to a wedding where I was like, that was awful. Like, I had a terrible time there. Like, I don't think I've ever gone to a wedding where that was the case. And this weekend I'm in a wedding, so that'll be a lot of fun too. It's in the state of New Jersey, so I'll be spending the weekend there. So we'll see what happens then.
You're going to become a New Jersey resident before too long here.
I will say, just within the last 3 months, I've spent more time in New Jersey than I have in my entire life. So, I don't know. That's not saying a lot because I've never been in New Jersey before this year. But I hope it doesn't get to that point. We'll see. I love my friends, my people that are there. But it is especially go to South Jersey. You got to go through Philly, and it's just a nightmare. Nightmare.
Yep.
So that's my gas for the week. All right, so we will go into the last and final segment of the week. We're cruising along this episode here, Trent.
I know.
We are moving and grooving. So we're going to go into the blind draft. You have the results there, Trent, from last week with the worst candy poll. How did that all shake out?
Jake, I want to preface this by saying, how did you win this week with M&M's as one of the worst candies of all time? That is beyond me. Like, I don't get it. But anyhow.
Just plain M&M's. Plain M&M's.
It's chocolate covered in a crunchy coating. Right? I had circus peanuts and dark chocolate covered coconut and candy corn.
Hey, we had some people message in about last week that said that your list, they were going with your list, but then there was one pick that just tipped the scales for them and made them flip.
Yeah, that should have been. They should have said that about you, until you said M&M's. That is absolutely insane. One guy said that he chose the other one because of candy corn. That's just blasphemy. That's crazy. The other one said Mounds. That's also blasphemous. What? Anyhow, you won 60% to 40%. You're on a roll.
I'm on an absolute heater. Like, if I would go to Vegas right now, I think I'd walk out a rich man if I had the same luck at the tables.
Now I'm at 10. You're at 9 now. We have 2 ties, and the special guests have 1. So you are right there. We're about to be tied up again.
I'm in the hunt.
You are indeed. But, yeah, that was just my wife told me earlier this week after the voting was done. She's like, how did you lose? And I said, what? What do you mean, how did I lose? She's like, the poll for the podcast. I said, what? I lost? And she's like, yeah. And I opened it up, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. She's like, I hate everything on your list with a passion. She goes, don't get me wrong. Like, I hate black licorice stuff. She's like, but M&M's? Like, are you kidding me? She's like, everything on your list I hate. And I was like, that's what I thought. I thought we both had solid lists until you pulled the M&M's out. That was crazy.
I think where I would have definitely lost, without a doubt, is my honorable mention being Butterfingers. If that would have made the list, I think it would have been about 95 to 5.
I think the 2 black licorice picks saved your. I think where I went wrong, after I heard you say black licorice, I had Good and Plenty as number 1 on mine. Mm-hmm. But when I heard you say black licorice, I'm like, he's not going to go with another black licorice candy.
Not going to double down. Absolutely.
I was banking on you hitting black licorice so much that you weren't even going to either A, know of Good and Plenty, or 2, say it, because it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. So I was hedging my bet, and I was going to take it like number 3, 4, or 5. Well, that didn't play out in my favor, and I think that's what cost me this week. So...
Well, we're going to have a string of some guests coming on here in the next several weeks, hopefully. So if that's the case, that might break up the hot streak we got going on right now.
I think we're going to have to, when we have guests on, I think instead of doing top 5s, I think we're going to have to do top 3s.
Top 3s?
Top 3s, because you think of, say ice cream flavors, for example. If we have 1 guest, we need 15 ice cream flavors. Right?
That's a good point.
Or if we have 2 guests and we have 4 people, that's going to be 20. I mean, 20. So, like, to try to find a category, and, like, for those of you who are listening, we brainstormed for, like, 15 minutes pre-episode on just this, because we, like, say something and we're like, oh, wait, so I, Control F, search back through the document. I'm like, oh, we did that. We had something very closely related to that. So, it's tough. We're running out of ideas. So if you think of something,
production.
Yeah, if you think of something, shoot us a DM, give us some ideas. But
that
this
is a
week,
good point though, because like the blind draft, it takes the majority of our pre-call planning.
Yeah.
The rest of it is like a 30-second deal. Like it's pretty much like we don't really plan the rest of it. It's mostly winged, or just be like, hey, this is a point, and that's it. Like the rest of it is just off the cuff.
We have 10 words. So for everything before the gas and breaks, we have 10 words on our outline. Right? Like that's all it is. So we just before we would lay everything out, have a nice real long outline. Now we literally don't even discuss anything above the blind draft. We don't talk about it. We just each type a word or two, and we're off to the races. And whatever comes to mind comes to mind. As like this week, it's gonna be a little bit shorter, but yeah. So what are we doing this week, Jake?
Yeah, so this week we're going to fall kind of in line with sort of the sweet stuff. One that we haven't done yet, I don't think, as we searched through it, was favorite desserts. So with Thanksgiving coming up, we're going to do a special edition, like Thanksgiving one here, around Thanksgiving time. But Thanksgiving and the fall season always brings like special desserts, for the family get-togethers and stuff. So we decided we're going to do our favorite desserts for this episode, and just kind of run with it here. But one clarifying question here for the desserts. I guess we'll bring it up to the committee here. Are we doing like broad categories, or are we going very specific? Like, for example, I'm sure this one will be picked at some point in time. If somebody picks pie, are we saying all pies are out, or do you have to pick like a specific pie?
I say for pies, we pick specific pies. Same thing for cookies.
Good point.
But if you choose cupcakes, you got every cupcake on the board, right?
I like it.
But I'd say pies, because pies are so specific. Because you choose pies, someone could think you're talking about shoe fly.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. We don't want that, right? So, or at least I don't. So you can have shoe fly if you want it, because that's repulsive. But yeah, I would say specific pies, and we can also make a call on the fly. Like if one of us says something on the fly, we can kind of make a ruling.
I like it. Yeah, because I feel like if we just do like one broad category, there's not going to be a whole lot left on the back end. So I like that pick. We'll roll with it here. So I forget. I think it's your turn to flip the coin, or is it mine?
I think
I got mine handy, so I'll do it here.
Okay.
What's your pick?
Tails.
Flip a coin. Heads. All right.
Alrighty.
This one, I know you're not going to pick it. I just know you're not, because it's an odd pick, and I love it with a burning passion. I request it every year on my birthday. So I'm going to go with white cake with peanut butter icing.
Okay.
Versus the usual combination. I don't know. I just like the white cake with peanut butter icing, so that's what I'm picking.
Alright. I'm going to go with apple pie.
Okay.
Number one.
Are you more of a crumb guy or just a regular?
I'm a crumb guy.
Oh, I do love good apple crumb. I love it.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, there's something about the texture that's just, I like extra crumbs too. Like if you're putting crumbs on it, you better load it up. Yeah. I almost want more crust and crumbs than filling. But that's just my take.
Well, talking about crumbs, you know what other pie has really good crumbs on top?
Cherry.
A shoe fly pie, baby.
Oh
yeah,
God.
That is going in the 2 slot for me.
Jake, you could have taken that at 5. You could have taken that at 100.
That's a good point. I thought it was a good transition, but you did mention earlier that you're not going to pick that. So I could have picked that in the 5 hole and been okay every day of the week. Not smart. Not smart of mine.
Jake, that's controversial.
That's like going for an onside kick on your first drive after your first drive when you score a touchdown.
That's like going for an onside kick after announcing, "Hey, I'm going to kick an onside kick."
Kind of like the NFL today.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that. That's the stupidest role in the world, in my opinion. But we'll get into that some other time.
All right, number 2. I'm gonna go dirt pudding.
Oh, that's a classic.
Like the Oreos and the whipped cream and chocolate pudding. No gummy worms. I don't like that. I like just
so long.
Yeah. Classic.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like I'm just full of controversial picks this week. I'm going to go with pineapple upside down cake.
That's solid. It's a good pick. I'm going strawberry shortcake number 3.
Blueberry shortcake. Like
Yep.
All right. Fourth pick, I'm going to go with. So, this is where I'm going to have a question for the committee here. If I would say ice cream, does that mean all ice cream, or do I have to name a specific flavor, you think?
I'd say
There's a lot of ice cream flavors out there.
Yeah. I don't know, what are you thinking?
We've been pretty specific with all of
Yeah.
our choices so far, so I'm feeling like I can't go and just wipe the slate clean with all ice cream flavors.
Yeah, go ahead and pick. I'm indifferent either way, but yeah, I like that. Since we've been so specific, if you just want to pick a flavor.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go coconut cream pie.
You could have also had that one at 500. So.
Oh, shoot. I shouldn't have picked that. I really shouldn't have. There's another pick that I should have, now that I've said that out loud, that I should have picked before that.
I'm indifferent here. I'm gonna go with peanut butter pie.
Okay. I like it.
With the chocolate,
Like the peanut butter cups cut up on it.
that, but also with the chocolate pie crust.
Oh, yeah, that's real good.
The Oreo pie crust with the peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Good pick. All right. I am going to go for the fifth and final pick. Oh. What am I trying to think of? It's. Boy, I'm showing my lack of sleep or tiredness here tonight. What's the stuff that's like apples you make in the fall? You like cut up apples. Some people put like granola in it.
Apple crisp?
Apple crisp, yes. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm rolling with in the fifth pick. Apple crisp. Man, that's bad. That is awful. How can I not think of that?
Alright, and I have two that I could send it home with.
You pick one and then say an honorable mention, and I'll revert to my honorable mention.
Oh, this is tough, man. I feel a lot of pressure because I've been on such a losing streak. I need to send it home here.
Well, mine's either going to hit a home run or be a complete no-hitter, so we'll see.
Man, I am so torn. I'm gonna go. Do I want to go with something that more people have had? Because this one thing, I don't know if many people have had it.
Oh, mincemeat pie.
Ooh, no. Not that. That's, oh gosh. Man. I'm gonna go peach cobbler.
Okay, that's a good one. What was the one that you were torn about here?
Chocolate peanut butter brownies.
Oh, those are good. Those are real good.
I think it's who makes the mix, but it's
It's
like
not
he's
Betty
mixing.
Crocker, is it?
It might be, yeah.
With the red label or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, you mix the normal like chocolate brownies in a pan, and then you mix this like real thick peanut butter mixture, and you just like plop it on top, and it bakes down in. Oh, dude, they are phenomenal. But I didn't want to really go with that one because I don't know if too many people have had chocolate peanut butter brownies. Because it's one of those things that it's not like over sweet.
Right.
Like some people might think of that and be like, "Oh, that sounds really sweet." It's really not that sweet. But that was my honorable mention.
I like it. I was maybe going to go, when I say coconut cream pie, I think what I really meant to say was Boston cream pie. But we're locked in now, so there's no. It's too late to turn back now. That's the one song says.
I didn't even have peanut butter pie on until you said coconut cream. I was like, oh, peanut butter pie. That is one of my favorites. So I had apple pie number 1, dirt pudding number 2, strawberry shortcake number 3, peanut butter pie number 4, and peach cobbler number 5.
I love it. Those are some great choices, and it's not top heavy either.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 through 5, you have start a good solid starting 5 there. So, number 1, I'm going white cake with peanut butter icing. 2, shoe fly pie. 3, pineapple upside down cake. 4, coconut cream pie, and 5, apple crisp. That coconut cream pie pick is either going to sink my ship or let me sail out to the high seas, because I don't even know why I picked it. I like it, but I couldn't even tell you the last time I had it.
Last episode, don't remind me, but didn't you say I don't like coconut last episode?
No, I do like coconut.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Was it, which one was it? Oh, we were talking about the Mounds, and you didn't like the, because you were asking which one was Mounds versus.
Mounds versus Almond Joys.
Yes. I thought you didn't like coconut, so when I heard you say coconut cream pie, I was like, what? But Jake, if I'm not gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna jinx myself.
No. Spill it here. Now you got me.
If I lose this week, I don't know what listeners we got, but I feel like my list is solid. I feel like you have 2 picks that wouldn't be on anyone's top 100.
Well, especially the one, if they're outside of PA, they're gonna be like, "What the world is shoe fly pie? I've never had that a day in my life."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Crazier things have happened.
The hot rod could come to a crashing halt tonight, or this week here.
I'll just tell you, if my grandfather or one of my grandparents voted, you would win. Put it that way. So if we have a bunch of... Because I would say shoe fly pie and coconut cream, I would say is more of a... I don't want to say more of a boomer pick, but it's more of an older generation pick.
Yeah.
But you are old at heart. You are 26 stuck in an 85-year-old's body. I always say.
Would totally agree with that.
So.
Oh, man. Well, that poll is going to be up Tuesday morning. Make sure you vote on it on the Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, shoot us an email at thejakebreakpodcast@gmail.com or let us know some other way your vote there. I will be anxious to see how the vote shakes out. I really will be. It'll be curious to see how it all shakes out. But, alrighty. Well, without any further ado, anything else to add this week, Mr. Trent?
I don't think so. I'm going to go probably take an Epsom salt bath or something because I'm so sore. So, until next time.
We appreciate you. We'll see you next week.